All right, we are at 802 West 43rd Street. I would start, obviously trimming back a lot of the branches, just cleaning it up. Shouldn't be too hard to make it look a little neater around here. And gonna put a pergola. We'll make this look really fun and turn this into a nice little sitting gathering area. Pergola with little party lights, most of them, and paint the exterior. Most of them with that and a new light and address will dress the place up very nice. Going in, obviously the outside needs it. I think the pergola is going to cover most of these areas that are, a bunch of holes or damage and faded shutters. Going in, I would do the normal silver point paint. It's going to look nice across the board. I wouldn't add any detail here. I think my idea is to treat it like a sail and do some light staging, which would be like a mirror, fake plant, maybe a piece of artwork. And we should have a budget for vacant ones. It's going to help them, not feel as sterile. So I think that is a brilliant idea. I would put a wood wrap on these, would look really nice. And with a silver point paint, I think it would be cool to do just white detail in the arches to bring out the arches and show the difference. People love arches, so it'd be cool to see those defined. And then normal beadboard under there, and stainless steel appliances. And then again, I would do the same thing with light, tiny little plants and stuff that I have. It doesn't take a whole lot, although it doesn't look like a whole lot, but my car does fill up with miniature little plants and tchotchkes to warm the place up and make it not seem so sterile. All the stairs, we're going to do the same thing and use the laminate going up. And then in this one, I think it'll go with the feel of the basement and upstairs to do the metal pipe railing. And really, I always try to do as little as possible, just cost-wise. I don't think there's a whole lot to do in here. I could have my people do some detail on here just to make them not look as, splatter painted. And then, of course, taking off all the non-used phone line hardware. This one is actually decent. Most of the closets aren't painted, so it does look a lot nicer when they're painted. In here, you have old tile that's painted over, and then a lot of the places, obviously with the moisture, it's chipping. So we can do a new tile surround there, and I think we would just, this is new light already there, so it wouldn't take much, but I'll show you a little picture of some basic updates in there. Here, I would just unify all the hardware, so this is the only black one here. I just make that brush nickel to make things look decent. I don't mind the closet not being built in this one. With a room this small, I think it'd be nice to give them the option. They could move it somewhere else if they wanted to put their bed there or something. So don't mind that. I wouldn't spend money in here. And then going back. This, I think, is huge. If it were girls, they might not be as impressed, but if we spend a couple $100 with paint, power washing it and paint, this could easily be their new favorite hangout area with all their friends. Paint just makes it walkable barefoot. And if nothing else, it seals it and makes them feel comfortable having people over. It's a huge space. This is the biggest space in the house. So I think it'd be nice to use it instead of just having, oil spills for them to look at. And that's probably one of the cheapest renovations you can do is paint. Here, same LVP flooring and then railing, and then I think you'll see going down it already has like a little urban feel with, you know, little lights, and then you have the exposed ducts and beams. So I think here I would just do the silver point paint this white all the way around. Well, actually silver point with the connectors there, and then making sure those are brand new white covers. I think will look nice. Then in here, also throughout the house, hinges, I'm just going to unify and make them all brushed nickel. Doesn't cost that much, but it just makes it look like you care about what the finished product is. New outlet covers, new circle mirror, new light. Probably just paint this and a modern faucet. I would recommend putting the newer looking vintage looking new tile down. And that's about it. I think areas that already have a decent looking surround, I would stage with a cool shower curtain and some towels. And I just think it's worth doing those things for the vacant ones. It makes it seem a lot warmer. And then, same thing in here, just color scheme as the other bedroom. Once again, a lot of times with basements, I try and drywall, and the main point is try and make them so they're not creepy and people can come down barefoot to do laundry. You can here, but obviously it would be preferred to have this new. So I would say epoxy paint, maybe even a light green on the walls just to make it not seem so basement-y, and then probably a white on the top there would look nice, and they could fold laundry or do whatever.